Alright, the mastermind stands exposed and must pay for their crimes. Now, all that's left is the looming mystery of Hope's Peak itself. Alright, truth bullets. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which meant completely the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with their other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Several rooms had been locked up until this point. On the headmaster's room on the 4th floor, the biolab on the 5th floor, and the Monokuma door in the data center on the 4th floor. Oh, and the 2nd floor of the dormitory area. In addition, the areas directly connected to Mukoto Ikusawa's death are the garden and dojo. The Monokuma room in the data center opened to reveal a small room used to command Monokuma. This is where the mastermind has been using issue commands to the Ursine box. Is that it? Yeah. The tarp found in the garden had played a part in Mukoto's murder. Biolab had been stamped onto the one corner of the tarp. The same kind of tarp was found in the biolab, so there's no doubt that this tarp came from there. According to the headmaster's report, Mukoto did not have a single scar or wound when she came to Hope's Peak Academy. In addition, her physical features were as follows. Height, 5 foot 7 inches, weight 97 pounds, vitals 31, 22, 32. Kyoko has confirmed that corpse matches these characteristics. The phrase "the ultimate despair" doesn't refer to a single individual, but a like-minded group of people. 1 year ago, that group brought about the worst event in human history. They are motivated only by despair, making them some of the most despicable people to ever live. There was a brightly colored box sitting in the headmaster's room. Inside the box were human bones, the last remains of the headmaster. In his hidden room, the headmaster kept a photo of him and a young Kyoko together. In the photo, they were both smiling. An emergency handbook was found in the headmaster's hidden room. This handbook apparently has no restrictions and was given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. The notebook was found in the locker on the 2nd floor of the dorms. Yasuhito's name was written on the inside and has notes for a different number of cases. The pocketbook was found in the locker on the 2nd floor of the dorms, and based on what it was written inside, it's believed to be Kyoko's. There is some kind of message scrawled on the last page of the pocketbook. Despair walks among us, and so we survive. There is a second despair. The biolab on the 5th floor seems to have been repurposed as a morgue. A corpse fridge has been installed in the biolab. It seems that a blue light comes on to indicate the slot is occupied. The number of blue lights counting the slot with Mukoto's body inside comes to a total of 9, which does not make sense to me. The photo depicts all the Hope's Peak students wearing matching uniforms. Worth noting is that Mukoto is pictured while Makoto is not. Could that mean all the others are working together somehow? Is that what Makoto's supposed to think? So what pictures did the others get then? It would seem that while Toko and Genocide Jack share certain fundamental knowledge, their individual memories are separate. Oh, what if everyone got a picture that they're not in? And they're thinking everyone is working against them. Okay. Kyoko attests that both the stab wound and the blow to the head were inflicted after death. The DVD Kyoko found contained the interviews between the headmaster and all of Hope's Peak students. Makoto, however, had no memory of such an interview. Thanks to Monokuma's interference, Makoto wasn't able to watch the DVD all the way through. Okay. I guess we're in this now. Class trial, all rise.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule.
What is it, Monokuma?
So listen up! If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win!
Oh, it's just, okay.
But if you can't, then I win!
Seems pretty easy
and
for you.
of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
You're really falling into this, huh,
And
Mastermind?
that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not! Bears never go back on their word!
Okay, but the Mastermind's gonna get executed, not Monokuma the bear, right?
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
And ask it then.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer.
I'm sure you don't, but continue.
You're all the mastermind, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
You're all out to get me. I'm right, aren't I? I knew it.
I can prove it with multiple things. Group photo, places to check Headmaster's handbook.
You
Let's
guys
try
have
this.
all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, the group photo.
I have
They all have
evidence
a
of
different
my
photo.
own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Oh, fuck off. I know why. Shut up. It was
You guys have all the... I have evidence!
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves every... What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us...
Us each have that kind of evidence.
Fuck off. I went too fast. Alright, pay
You guys
attention
have
to
all
witness.
the... I have evidence!
Hey,
Yeah.
you're all out to get me. I have
good at
evidence.
this.
What
I
a
swear.
coincidence. Evidence that proves everyone other than me...
What? Wait, this doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Oh, I hate you.
You guys have all the... I have evidence!
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence.
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves every... What? This doesn't make any sense.
How can the three of us each have that kind of...
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong. Right.
It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
I think they all have a different photo.
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Huh. I love Sakura there. Aw. Freaking Celeste is terrifying in the background. Why is it hiding Junko's face again? I figure as much in which
Hiro,
case...
you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
Shut the fuck up here, I got this. See? Again! Junko's face isn't there. Sorry, I want to look at everything, but I'm really confused. Is Junko... I'm confused. I like Leon's little pose there. Of course, Hina's eating donuts. What? See, is he taking the photo again? Because it's always... this is the same pose. This one looks almost photoshopped because it's the same pose of him and Sakura. I'm not sure. It's just like I thought.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
Are you not listening?
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap?
Oh, not little old you.
A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't showing up in the group photos. And that person is the ones who got the photos.
Got it!
This is too
In
easy.
each
Oh my
case,
god.
the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing.
They made it running track too to make her extra jealous.
And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Please do. I see Junko's face is
In
missing
other
again.
words,
I saw it.
Monokuma gave each of us a group
Flash.
photo in which that person wasn't included.
Also, I also saw Sakura punching a giant fish. I wish it
And
would
when
show
we
that
each
longer.
saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Uh-huh.
Figured it out, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
Because they're showing that we were together for a long time in the school. I must have been. Because those are a lot of photos of a lot of different things. And we're on the track and field, which means we're outside. But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me?
Can I see everyone's group photo one more time?
This better be about Junko's face
It's
being
not
hidden.
directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
sure there's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare each of them one more time. Byakuya's picture. Aww. Look at Sakura and Kyoko all pretty. And freaking Celeste is just always in the same pose, just standing in the background. Oh, is Toko freaking out because all the pretty boys in their bathing suits? Oh, that's one Byakuya got, so he's not in it. Kito's like, where the fuck did that fish come from? And then Mondo's like, yes, Speedo. Hina's picture. Kito's picture. And mine. Junko's face is missing. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something... Group photo has been added to the truth... updated in the truth bullet
Can
section
you
of the
just
handbook.
forget about the photo already?
No! But I'm confused about Junko. Is she camera shy? Because she's a model. Maybe... Was it something... I don't know.
Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
It's not... I don't think it's fake. I think
And
it's
on
our
top
memories.
of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake?
I don't.
No. I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that.
There's a lot of things a lot of us apparently don't remember. Kyoko's just the only one that's talking about it.
So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason, like our memories being erased. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Okay. Is it gonna be memory? No, amnesia. Okay. Am. I need an am. Give me an am. I. Where's the E? Is it I-E? Yeah, okay. S. I need an S. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. No. There we go.
Now I understand.
Now it makes sense. We all have amnesia. Complete.
Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
So did we actually faint at the beginning? And then that was just normal? Or I'm confused.
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
It's actually true. I just don't know how they did it yet.
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
Well, the fact that it's all of us makes it more believable, actually. It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it, but no matter how much they refuse, it's the absolute truth. They have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it, and there's another way to prove it besides these pictures. Well, school definitely didn't look like it does now, so maybe they, like, knocked us out, or I don't know. Holy shit. The headmasters... No, wait, the DVD.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory.
I promise you,
Ever
I think
since I
we
got
have.
to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
No, that's wrong.
Break!
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
You wanted to.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Yes.
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here!
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
What?
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right?
Oh, they're gonna say the headmaster is the mastermind, but I'm gonna be like, no, he's dead. He's in this box.
What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could.
Oh, you all said you accept. I'm confused. Do you think they made Toko and Genocide Jack do the interview? Because, like, Jack didn't consent to this.
Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
Why would you?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Because if we don't remember doing that, then we probably don't remember the awful, horrible, terrific thing that happened in all of history.
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
Wow.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
How though?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come. That hardly matters right now.
No, it does. It does.
If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains?
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
I like is that just the game explaining it away?
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
Well,
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost.
the pictures
There
too.
must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Or did he say the group photo? I wasn't paying attention.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
People getting killed. The original motive was the tapes. So the tapes were the awful
You
thing that
mean the
happened.
motive you came up with? To try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
We know it was a mastermind. So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. So we have to actually figure out who the person is. Because I'm thinking it's Junko by the way her face was hidden. Okay.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
They have to be.
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background,
Oops,
right?
my bad. Glad that didn't fuck me up. There's no way we could have controlled the machine. Right, so the Monokuma
So who
controller,
did
what I
it?
thought.
Who killed?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind
No,
everything.
I tried to-
That
okay.
much I'm sure.
But when you think, is the mastermind real?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no... The mastermind is probably a million miles...
No, that's wrong.
You're wrong! Break!
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you. Oh my god. This killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Host Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. You don't have to replay the memory, you just have to bring up the fact that he said it.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
And yeah, Junko died, and I think... See, this is where I'm confused. Junko's dead. Wait. Wait. Five foot 7 inches. 31 inches. There's no that 21, 22 thing. Damn it, I can't tell if she's the same. I was thinking maybe the corpse is actually Junko. Because it said there were little wounds all over the body. And she got like spiked all over her body, right? And then maybe Mukudo is pretending to be dead so that everyone thinks it's Junko. No, I'm confused. I have like a thought process, okay? I suspect Junko because those fucking pictures didn't show her face. Not a single one showed her face. And she's the only one whose face wasn't shown. And like, at first it was like, you know, looking out the window, that makes sense. But then just like Taka's arm being in her way and then water splashing. It's just, fuck, I'm confused.
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me!
I blame Makoto!
Shut up!
What? Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed!
That was alter ego.
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
No!
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Shut up.
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic.
Seriously,
The
stop.
mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
I'm thinking Mukudo is Junko, and Mukudo is the mastermind still, and she's using Junko's body because she has the same measurements as her, or something. I feel like that has to do with something. I can't remember what Mukudo's exact numbers were, but I feel like that's important.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
It was a little wound
Huh?
because she's Junko.
I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different.
Spikes, get here.
Wouldn't
get
you
here.
agree, Makoto?
Makoto's actual case of death was...
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
She's not Makoto, she's Junko. Wait, but she has the tattoo. I forgot about that. What if she gave Junko the tattoo? Because the nail polish was right. Was Makoto pretending to be Junko and now pretending to... I'm so fucking confused.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider
I forgot about the
this.
tattoo.
What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days?
Junko has something to do with it, because there's no way they would just cover her face in all the pictures for no reason, especially her being a model.
If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know,
Several days.
You're wrong.
she denied me before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
Shut up. You're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? Makoto Ukusawa's profile. I think that'll be it. Yeah,
Mukuro
okay.
was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time, Ziwimsy. You made me go all cutesy.
Don't worry. There wasn't anything cute about it.
Timesy-wimesy. No, I know. I just missed it. That's all.
Mukuro was... She must have been in so, when you... Obviously, she got all those wounds in
Okay.
battle.
Are you finished?
Fuck off.
You didn't deny me.
Don't worry.
There wasn't anything cute about it.
I got this. I got this. I got
Mukuro
this.
was... She must have been... So, when you... Obviously, she got all those...
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
Break.
No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing.
I guessed you'd like it.
Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway,
She's just
so
like,
we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school, in which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
so that's definitely Junko. Oh, okay. Mukuro's fatal injury has been added to the twofold section of the handbook.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant.
Yeah, but that can't be Mukuro because there's no tattoo.
If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
The mastermind, who is not Mukuro. The identity of the one who attacked me. I can't think of anyone else.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. when we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask. I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Well, they just got called out.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in.
Go for it.
Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption.
Okay.
You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think.
Sure.
Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
The tattoo. No, there's no way Mukoto was the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see her face. Her hand is right there. She even like... Or maybe it's... I keep thinking Junko, but Junko's dead and Mukoto's dead, and I'm really confused. But there's also missing a body. So, what if one of them isn't dead? But they're both were very dead at one. I'm confused. Mukoto had a very obvious finger tattoo compared to the masked attacker. Should be obvious. Yeah, there was no tattoo.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba!
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Okay.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
Jesus. Yeah.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who is under. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro
No,
Ikusaba.
fuck off!
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face,
There's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the right hand or the left hand?
Maybe the... Or perhaps... Or could it be... The hip?
The hip.
You never saw their face, so you can't have any idea who was on. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Fuck you.
You're wrong. There's another part of the... Oh? Is it the...
Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot.
Or perhaps... Or could it be... The hip?
The hip.
You never saw their...
So you can't have any idea. I'm telling you now, it was...
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
Frick!
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her.
Should've worn gloves.
But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
And Kyoko was in
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her.
She attacked you.
Uh-oh, no snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
if you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything. Her hands. She's gonna show them her hands. Kyoko's removing
Your
her gloves.
hands!
Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned
Awful,
skin.
isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, It doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof.
Definitely weren't her
Makoto,
hands.
did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful! On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet.
Not yet.
Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
See,
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
no, I'm thinking she was Junko because she's got the little the body wounds from the spears.
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Yeah, so she was Junko and they put her in the morgue.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
There's only one place. I can't think of anywhere else the body could have been stored.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue, so it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
It's like state-of-the-art preservation, too.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Proof shows the body was carried from the biolab to the garden. There's something that made its way from the biolab to the garden. The tarp.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says Biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
But that's just a wild guess.
But it's not!
Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
I thought we already
There
did
is
this.
no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened.
We went through this last time, didn't we?
But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous.
Because of the body.
Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
Junko. It's Junko.
You talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You
Junko was
see,
never
the
Junko?
biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
10 people died, there's only 9 bodies. An inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be talking
La
about...
la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab. Could you be
Hey,
talking
by the
about...
way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
Oh my god, ignore him.
What do you think? I'm talking about your family.
What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Shut up.
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Just focus on the bodies. Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be the one in the area where the numbers just don't match up. The bodies! Oh, is it just this thing? Okay.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! 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 What do you want? Are you sure about this? Proof! Are you sure about this? I'm not
Biolab secret.
listening!
What? No! Ah, fuck off.
You're getting all riled up! Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Alright, let me read this better.
I'm
Biolab
not
lights.
listening!
Biolab lights.
This should prove it.
There we go. Break!
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is...
The lights! Sorry.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
There's 9 when there should be
Like
10.
I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
10 people died. 9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights should be is 10.
A gun! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Incredibly so.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
10 people. That's right, the key to solving this mystery. You're gonna make me do a fucking... Oh, okay. Sayaka died first, 1. Then Junko. See, those are the weapons. That's what's in her friggin'... See, there's even one in her tit. So I think that was Mukuro. Plus her eyes are gray like Mukuro's. Junko was 2nd. Leon was 3rd. That was still the most traumatizing in my opinion. Chihiro was 4th. That was the most depressing. No, wait. Sakura was 5th. Taka was 6th, and Hifumi was 7th. Celeste was 8th. Sakura was 9th. Hers was very depressing. And the victim number 10 was Mukuro. So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any
wait,
other
I
number
forgot.
should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I'm thinking Mukuro was a repurposed dead body of Junko.
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her.
That's fair.
And yet, Her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared,
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
including Monokuma's executions. There have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Because we didn't know Mukuro. Maybe Mukuro was actually Junko. And then like she said, she just put her fucking body in the fucking freezer and then splat it in the duck garden. The reason there are at least less bodies than murders is the explanation for more murders than victims. Why is that? What could it take for more sense?
I got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
Murdered and then framed to look like they were murdered again.
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Right.
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already
It's
convinced.
Junko.
Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It's Junko.
It was Mukuro, of course.
Well, okay, yeah.
Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
Junko. Yes.
And
Okay, I was right.
That's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on!
Oh, we're right on the money.
Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious.
Yes, it is.
Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Looks like you're the one who is. Junko. So we've never actually met Junko then. Now we're gonna have to.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki?
I think
Mando
it was Junko.
Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu whatever?
Lou, whatever.
Or maybe Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered
No,
Yeah,
that's
it was
wrong.
Junko. Mukuro was Junko. Break.
Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
Then the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those 2 bodies are actually one and the same.
so let me see if I have this straight.
Sure.
Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... What does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
Junko.
I already know the answer to that.
Oh my god.
It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
No, it's Junko. She never died.
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive! She's gotta be! Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
You are not. Mukuro? Alive? The one who's still alive is Mukuro, but can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. Make your argument. Mukuro's fatal injury, Monokuma file, Mukuro... Alright.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
Check.
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
Maybe?
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Oh.
The body we found in the... It wasn't Mukuro.
Ah.
Shoot!
So wasn't Mukuro maybe for Mastermind's identity?
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still...
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is
No!
Mukuro.
Shoot!
Okay, wait.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Yeah, there it is. Her
No,
profile
it's
says
wrong.
that it is.
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
Really?
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Junko! Actually, I think this was like just to the right of me. I think it went.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Are you not?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Do you have someone else in mind?
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes.
Oh my god, that was Mukuro!
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
That was Mukuro. We just discussed how we know that this is her because of the wounds.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
You say you're so smart, but you are dumb. Now that you mention it, I gently placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for her pulse like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check, absolutely, and yeah, I can
She
be sure.
was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
OMG, that was Mukuro.
It must be wrong.
No!
You're withdrawing your previous statement?
Everyone shut up.
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
Now that I'm pretty sure, I'm like almost positive at this point that Junko is the mastermind, I kind of get why Monokuma talks the way he does.
Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Junko was Mukuro.
Both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I thought that was the whole point of this
I
conversation.
think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? I checked her, she was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? I thought that's what we just realized because of the wounds on the body. Maybe she used some sort of trick? You fucking dumb. replacement. L. A. E. No. E. D? There you go.
Now I understand.
Complete.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Oh my god, I can't believe we had to do
Which
that.
is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Why?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that?
From the beginning when she woke up. We were in the entranceway and she wasn't there.
Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
We already know that... Okay. Okay, spell out for you, Toka. We already knew that Mukuro was working with the mastermind. What if Junko, the mastermind, told Mukuro to pretend to be her? The whole time. Like, we
Good
never even met
point.
Junko. That was what I was saying
There's
earlier.
just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
You guys are stupid. There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain they could have switched.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met is actually Mukuro all along?
They look really... Are they like twins?
Then we'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
Huh.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something
Yeah,
like
she said
that.
she puts makeup on in the morning. Which is why she takes so long to get up, because she has to, like, put on a wig or whatever.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body.
She would definitely
They
have
were the
those.
same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation,
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup in the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her.
They said there was a second
In
despair.
other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Okay.
Why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity?
Sure.
As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity?
In the picture.
When did I do that?
He still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter because I've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Oh, with the blow up. I only have one hand. Or just one heart. This is it though. She said the first time. Wait. No.
Shoot!
Oh, the video. Fuck, I'm stupid. Yes, I want to
I
give another
refuse
shot.
to give up yet.
Fuck. I failed though. That sucks.
Two of them?
Yeah, we did this. Whoa. How far back are you taking me, man? This is fair. Alright, so the group photo's the second one. The first one's the DVD. I thought it was the explosion. So I was looking for the mask, because like they obviously blew it face so you couldn't see it. Alright.
I got it!
There we go.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now? Now, then, when? Doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right?
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
No, it wasn't a fluke. The Mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The Mastermind tried to cover up another piece of it. I gotta reveal that. Is it the mask or... Oh, okay.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
Wait.
What do you want?
Thank you.
What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible!
Oopsie.
That's impossible!
No, fuck off.
This should prove
There
it.
we go. Group photo. Break.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
All of them.
Uh-oh.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
Junko's face.
What's so unusual about that?
The unusual circumstance common to all these pictures. Junko's face be missing. See? Flashy. It's backwards. Arm in the face. The unusual circumstances.
I got it! Junko's face, The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
That was the first thing I noticed that suspected me for her. Yes.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko. Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Are their faces that different? Because she was a magazine. Like, she was the ultimate model, right? And we saw her picture in that, or was that Mukuro too? But Mukuro had freckles. I noticed that she didn't have freckles in the pictures, but she had freckles in real life. So maybe that's how you could tell it was Mukuro.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game.
Gotta watch out for them teenage girls, man.
She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything, right now.
The closing climax. Okay, so we met Junko, and then she stepped on Monokuma and died, and then the mastermind was going to... No, that's the same one, so it wouldn't be that one. Not yet. What did they see? Oh, pulling her out here, maybe? And then putting her body there. And then putting the mask on. And attempting to kill me. And her coming in. And stopping. Or maybe it was this one. That. And then that one. Found her, and she got bloated up. Where was the bomb? I don't see where it would have been. Took that off. Just kind of wait. The bomb is somewhere. And she go boom. And she go bloody up. Alright.
Here's exactly what happened.
Alright.
We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima.
Correct.
Right after we all arrived here.
We did.
But that wasn't the real Junko.
It was not.
The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place.
Huh.
And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use.
I love how sparkly
Junko
her hair
dragged
is.
the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko,
Or is that just all over his
One
cold?
big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Oh, okay. No, that was... Okay. Maybe I switched them? But... Huh... Maybe if I just switch these ones. She opens the door, but their arms are down there.
Here's exactly what
I hope
happened.
this works.
Meanwhile, she wanted us.
No! Maybe the knife first. The knife, and then Kyoko sees it. Stop.
Killer is
Let's try that one.
you. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to.
Yeah. There we go. No! Fuck off. I got this. I got this. This one, and then this
Here's
one.
exactly what happened. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
There we go.
So she put on a mask and then attacked me.
Cool.
After
I
making
got this.
sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence.
Oh, is that black outline her body?
She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma.
Junko. Junko Inoshima.
The real Junko Enoshima.
Complete.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
Oh my god.
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
I think she's coming.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
I think she's on her way from the data room.
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Yeah, he's down. She's
Give it
coming.
up, Junko. The game's over.
Over?
Never mind.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
What? Oh, here she comes. I knew she was coming down. Oh, she got bear instead of a bunny. The ultimate despair, Junko Inoshima. She has got no freckles and blue eyes instead of gray.
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Okay, I can see why you didn't want us to hear you talk.
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking.
Are you okay?
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you think I was being serious?
Oh,
Sorry, I was just messing with you.
are you bipolar?
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
Oh, you don't know how to interact with people. This is the mastermind? She's the real Junko
Anyway,
Inoshima.
looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Uh-huh.
Your face!
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
That sounds like a terrifying, like, eldritch horror god. Her eyes look more gray here than it did earlier, so maybe it's the
I
same.
feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to the school.
I got it! That's
what
right.
you just said.
It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover.
The one that was in the laundry room for the whole game. That
And
one.
You were on it.
Check out all the latest dresses and fashion.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
I've seen her on tons of magazine covers, but like, it doesn't really match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course, those are totally photoshopped. Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with like computers and junk. Oh, so they aren't real.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
Well, I just figured the looks. I didn't actually think she didn't seem
I'm
the same.
me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista.
Especially being the ultimate
Two
sculptor.
people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist.
Okay.
Not even if they're twins.
You are twins.
Twins!
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Oh.
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Okay.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
So it's not just a group, it's just the two of you?
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself!
So she keeps changing what she acts like and she gets bored of it?
But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Ugh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if.
Well, I suppose
What?
I'd better explain.
Oh, I like her hair like that. She's pretty like that.
For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that.
Okay.
But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family,
That's harsh.
leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment.
So you killed her because you were upset about that?
So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities: atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away. Which is precisely why I killed her. To meet everyone's expectations.
Oh my god.
Can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
You don't.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
She did say, "Why me? This wasn't supposed to." Yeah. Huh? This wasn't supposed to. What? Me?
So you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair.
That's called depression, sweetheart.
So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
Okay.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all.
Oh, I like this hair too. She's so cool.
We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited.
Okay.
Killing my precious sister with my own two hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it.
You're just that into despair.
It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair.
Super.
It just feels so good.
You're like a mental masochist.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister, too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Freaking nature.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts!
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
Pretty sure that was Byakuya's role, but okay.
No. I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
That's the voice I should have given him?
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating!
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries, and then we'll have our victory!
Yeah.
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma told us, the memories that were stolen from us is what they must be related to.
I got it!
Okay.
You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important.
I don't like your monotone voice.
It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
You should.
So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Yeah.
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
The theme for the motive Monokuma gave us in the first murder. He gave us the DVDs. Well, my DVD was footage of my family, and Sayaka's was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So for the first murder, the motive we had was human connection.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay.
Okay! Time for the next question!
I guess you are perfectly happy.
So, what was the theme for the second motive?
For the second murder, the motive theme was, that's when we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma. Mine mentioned how he used to wet the bed. So the theme that time was the
I
past?
got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah!
That's not what Makoto said.
And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question.
This was
So,
Chihiro. No,
what was the motive for the third murder?
This was Celeste killing Hifumi Ataka. Greed. The reason Celeste turned to the murder was she wanted to buy a European castle and live with a bunch of handsome men. So that time the motive for the murder was
I
greed.
got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again!
Money!
Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
The motive for the case of Sakura's death was... What was that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with the Monokuma exposing her secret. So the theme of the motive in that case was
I got it!
betrayal.
In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see,
I didn't notice the mushroom
once I
before.
revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only
Okay.
motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other. bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
What?
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope.
Because they were
Of
despair.
course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
Because we don't remember the tragedy.
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
Because they shouldn't leave. That's why he kept saying, I understand, I shouldn't leave here, I want to stay.
What are you talking about?
The air purifier, the air is not
If
breathable.
none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair.
Fucking greedy ass
I
bitch.
put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
Oh. The outside
You
world?
mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there?
I don't know.
I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Oh, wow. Holy shit. Giant Monokuma pandas. Oh my god. There's a whole cult. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
Oh, so that's why I said Byakuya had noble blood, because his money means nothing.
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about should we recognize? This whole thing is
That
insane.
world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you.
Aw.
If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial.
Is this it? Are we almost done? Make my argument? Okay. What genocide Jack's memory?
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the
Genocide
fuck
Jack didn't
happened
have their memory
outside?
removed because they remember different songs.
Want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering? If nobody can remember anything.
Thank you.
No, that's wrong.
Right.
Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack.
What?
The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate,
The Jack would
then
remember.
even if
picking up
one
on that.
personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
You've done it for us before.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Da-da-da-da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer.
Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye, aye. Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
Of course I do.
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Of course I did.
Then why didn't you say something earlier?
I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
She just didn't know we didn't know.
A tragedy?
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening. But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event.
What is?
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is... now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! And as a result, in basically no time flat! The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
She doesn't remember.
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
But how can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic.
Sure.
Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
Uh-oh.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened Togami family.
They fell.
Correct. Well done, peasant.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
For that one time.
Do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
He's not rich anymore.
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment?
Oh, calling him a peasant.
You must learn your place, peasant.
She did it again.
You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
What world?
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago.
Why?
I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Memory, Makoto.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Memory loss.
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
No, we didn't. That's what the
A
pictures are for.
few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? What's that?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
And that's why Yasuhito's locker and Kyoko had a
I
locker.
understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we
are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
We're all very confused. Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right here. The memories were stolen from us. What Junko says is true. We first came here 2 years ago. The rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks, so if the memories she took from us...
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy, and that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
So we did
I
that.
don't remember the last 2 years of my life? That's not possible!
Oh, being 2 years older than you think you are. I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it, but that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be possible. But if that's the truth, then we have to accept it. Cool. There's a lot of these that could work.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just
Okay.
surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
2 years older than you thought.
Everyone's so conflicted. did!
So when he says he's never been to a class, I'm gonna show him the locker notebook.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
No, that's wrong.
Great!
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
Uh-huh. Okay.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right?
You suck.
And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored.
No!
Explaining stuff is boring.
Tell me!
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. Is she talking about the moment we must have lost our memories? I can only think of one time, just after I set foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was... When can we gather us all together for the entrance door? Oh, sorry. Never mind. No. Sorry, I thought that was something different. When I got my acceptance letter. When I fainted.
I got it!
Sorry, I didn't know. I thought that was like when I fainted.
I
When I
lost
okay.
my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
That's gotta be such a trippy
The
feeling.
reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. What Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time.
Which is why Hifumi said, I knew you all before I knew you all. When he got hit in the head, it must have, like, refixed his memories.
Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other.
Oh, that's
And
tough.
it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
Okay. The ultimate despair, all mankind.
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy.
Okay.
All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception.
I guess not.
The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history. And the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened. Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once.
Okay.
So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter.
Which is why there's so much food, clothes, and the air purifier.
That's right. It was transformed into a shelter.
You said it twice.
I said it twice.
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
The headmaster. The one who turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and left and isolated us here?
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise, to say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, The headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
Okay.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Let us live? So we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because the bitch is crazy.
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell...
What the mastermind did to show everyone in this outside world, that was made the video, or made the TV show. Right? Hijack the airwaves.
Now I understand.
Now I get it. Complete.
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Expelled them?
She means dead.
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take?
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive
said
when
that's
all the
bullshit.
other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Yeah, like your sister.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
I guess so. Truth full of despair.
Not
That's
to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other for nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself. So I don't acknowledge it.
Okay.
I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you for the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them!
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple. You stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner. It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
Oh, thank God.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did you?
Nope.
Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me and punish everyone on the side of hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry. I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
How?
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no
Oh.
killing. That's your punishment.
So if they don't want to go out to the scary world,
You
what?
mean we just...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb. Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all.
I was about to say.
So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment.
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down. Makoto, you're up.
Of course.
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
Bitch.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
Great.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me? But that's...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone, I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair, that's not really living at all. What are we doing? I thought we were voting. Okay. Okay. Fun.
We won't give up.
That's a lot.
As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh, give him hope.
By the way,
Oh, I have to give him hope.
The only reason we're okay is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all of you will have to. You'll have to go into the world
Okay,
outside.
wait.
So
I get what we're
will you
doing
just
now.
die?
There's no hope left in the world. When you sleep, it's on a bed of despair. The world is despair. You are in despair. You don't do something. Everyone's going to be consumed by despair. Alright, yeah.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Don't lose hope now.
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right?
Yes.
So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we?
No.
I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me.
There is.
So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die,
That would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the
Yeah, that was
physics lab.
fun, by the way. No. Fuck, I missed it.
If I die, in other words,
Oh.
as the communal life you've all of you will have to go into the world outside. So, will you just die?
I got this. Yeah, I know. Just give me a minute. It's just because I missed it.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I decided.
By the way, the only reason we're okay is thanks to the air purifiers in the
There we go.
Don't lose hope now.
I've been thinking about all this, and I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say, which is why yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Don't lose hope now.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. I've made my decision. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all been living will come.
I can keep on living as long as I have my Master's love.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
Don't lose hope now.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you?
I am.
Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair.
Sure.
But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up.
Okay. Oh, this is it.
As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
Danganronpa.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
I can keep on living as long as I have my Master's love.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
I already said I would claim the Mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Don't lose hope now.
Break!
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely.
Really?
You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
Oh my gosh, I'm honored.
What the hell are you?
The ultimate hope has been added to the Truth Vault section
So
handbook.
uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
I'm not any kind of elite. I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but still, it's still. Oh God! Don't do this to me.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
You suck! What do you want? So uncool!
You're unbearable!
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless! Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
Everything is pointless! No, no.
Damn it! I was so close. Nobody believes me. No one wants to hear what I have to say. Huh? The debate come to a close already? Has this development brought you a splendid despair? It did, didn't it? Of course it did. You're not utterly hopeless, and my victory is desperately complete. And with despair in your hearts, you know what time it is. Are you ready? It's punishment time. Yeah,
I refuse to give up yet.
Suck at these freaking rhythm thingies.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
Come on!
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
You suck! What do you want? So uncool!
You're unbearable!
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless! Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
Everything is pointless! No, no.
Come on! Oh, I got a bullet. Fuck. Wait.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us?
Thank you. The
Despair
ultimate hope.
into
Hope keeps on going.
That was awful. Break!
I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away.
Yeah, Makoto.
I refuse to despair.
Never give in.
Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
Never surrender.
Going on? What's happening?
You're gonna die. I did it. Oh God, it's okay. Okay, the worst is B so far. C, yeah, I got C right at the end there. That's fair. I got 110 medals.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good! I'm ready to go!
Let's put an end to these trials. put an end to the killing.
Yes.
With our own hands.
Do it. Junko is guilty.
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
I lost? Me? No way.
That's just...
It can't be.
You
You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
But there's no use trying to fight it now.
Well, that's just... totally the best!
Huh?
So this is despair.
We came to this school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for
And
it.
now I...
To come this far and fail at the very end.
True despair.
It's the most ultimate despair. What are you talking
And
about?
now I...
Don't you see? I was just so helplessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why we've been looking forward to this so desperately. This once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's my first and last colossal despair here at the moment of death. To have the chance to taste the highest grade of despair, the utter failure of my dreams.
True despair.
I'm so hopelessly happy right now.
Huh?
Wait, is she enjoying this?
Anyway,
So are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a
Totally
thing.
the best!
Outside is only despair, inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Huh?
Don't make me repeat
Let
myself.
me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over onto his side. Everyone who said that despair is contagious as a disease.
however,
But the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko,
No.
stop it. Stop it. I hate those faces you're making. To see those awful looks causes me nothing but pain.
There's one last thing.
Fine. Let me just say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, there's no skin off my nose. But just be warned, from this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, maybe you'll find some hope, but there's a very fine line dividing what hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course, because we...
It's fine.
Shut up. That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done, though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right?
it can't be.
You really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Oh, hold on. It's not like I want you to die. You don't have to.
Stop it!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings you no hope at all. All I want now is to taste that despair of death that you will only get once in life, so...
Don't get in my way!
Okay. She wants to kill herself. This is fucked
So
up.
this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth.
You are crazy.
Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Okay. Congratulations, Junko's been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, she's not getting dragged. She's just like, let's go. Hi. Okay. It's a classroom. With Celeste. Oh my god, it's a mixture of all of them. There's the baseball thing, the page of death. Screen. Oh, okay, the ultimate punishment. For 1,000 blows. She's just like, yeah! The cage of death. She doesn't even care. The burning of the Versailles witch. She's like meditating. Oh, and the fucking fire truck. Exterminator's destroyer. I like looked into that. Blast off. Wait, what? Was this an actual execution? Is that how they killed the principal? After school lesson. This is the one that was gonna kill me. Bye, Junko. What happened? Oh, never mind. Bye. Is this it? Emergency override. Are we gonna hit it? Hello? And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko Inoshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy, it was all over. Chapter 6, ultimate pain, ultimate suffer, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death, the end. I got the Monokuma hair tie. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing changed, well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off, just like Juko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Despair High School. Goodbye, Despair High School. Epilogue. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door. Nobody made a sound. It felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But in the end, back where it all began.
Hey,
We can't just stand around like this forever. At some point, we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence.
Makoto.
Would you do the honors? Okay. As if wakened by Kyoko's words, I took up the object we'd gotten. Up till the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko, and in the end, she dropped it before us.
So,
But is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read onto what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
In other words,
I will force you out. She said that just before dropping that. It makes sense that it would be our way out of here.
But
You never know. Maybe it's actually a switch that's going to make the school self-destruct. I mean, Junko never said specifically what she let us out of here alive.
it's true.
You may be right about that. Maybe?
Yes.
But even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. Yeah, I guess that's true. There's nothing to worry about.
My beautiful scissors!
If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam him so far up. Hey, where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind? It's all over. We're just about to leave the school. What? Leave? We could go outside. Then that means me and Master can get married? Can I help you give me a little jewel of a baby?
That's enough.
Please stop. That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far.
Anyway,
Don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem.
But
If that's what happens after we get out, it's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about. But you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks
serious?
maybe when we get out of there, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. That on the other side of this door is a world as peaceful as we remember. A lie, peaceful as we remember. Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we are meant to live. Yeah, I guess so. And how do I put this? Unlike the schools, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But also, that means there's lots of hope, right?
in other words,
The act of searching for hope to try and find it, that by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell it out for me. You know Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Togami dynasty. I'll go with you. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go.
You got it!
Well, my first stop's going to be the closest donut shop. I can figure out the rest from there.
Hey.
What are you going to do if there are no more donut shops or donuts?
Okay.
I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat. I get it now. If there's no road, you'll just gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be?
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hagakuri's life story is about to begin.
Whoa!
Thanks, Hina. You've totally opened my eyes. Hey, personal space buddy, you're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto.
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we can get out of there and do something, I have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us and we're so small. What can we do? No, we can probably do anything. Yeah, we can do anything.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. And goodbye to Sakura. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Right.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
The only accurate fortune you had was when you said no one else was going to get murdered.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me know.
So we're splitting up, but we're keeping
I
in
can't
contact.
guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing.
Just now?
I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still. It does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
Huh. It looks like the hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm gonna keep my mind moving. I'm gonna keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage, and since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open with my hands, with our hands. Hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. What? Oh, I thought the freaking guns were gonna shoot us. So many people deserve to be here, and Byakuya and Toko don't really. Well, I guess Genocide Jill was helpful, and she'll be helpful here. Okay, that doesn't look great. That doesn't look great. That looks like a bomb. What the fuck? Hello? No! Is that how they're ending it? Oh, those assholes. I really like that game. We're definitely going to be playing the other ones. Kind of pissed off that, like, Byakuya and Toko survived. And honestly, I feel like Hito survived just because he's just like that, not important side character that's just too stupid to really do much. I like that. I hope that the next game show more plot and let us know like whether the world is actually in despair or not. I feel like she was telling the truth, especially the way it looked like there was like fire in the fucking world out there, but I'm not entirely sure. Fuck, so all those videos we saw were like from a year ago. Like those people have been like wherever they are, they're not there anymore. Or wherever they were a year ago, they're not anymore, either whether they were alive or not. Well, that's fucked up. Okay, but I think I'm gonna leave this video here. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Hope's Peak Academy, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Monokuma's on the ground. What?
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear.
Really?
I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
Oh, that's terrifying! Fuck! Holy shit!